This is a James Bond DVD box set that I have had for absolutely years. I actually bought this at a car boot sale a long time ago. It is in pretty rough shape. You can probably see we got a few dings here. We got quite a big bump there. We got a few little scratches and dents and stuff like that. Like I say, I've had this for years. It wasn't in the best condition when I bought it. I am probably responsible for at least a couple of these dings as well, though. But this is the first 20 James Bond films from Dr. No all the way up to Die Another Day. And honestly, I've never really thought to upgrade this particular set. I've never rebought these films on Blu-ray or anything, just because I quite like this set. I think it's a pretty cool set to have, so I've never really felt the need to get another James Bond box set. Until recently, when I found something, let me just move this out of the way and I'll show you this other one. I found another box set that I wanted to pick up. Oh, God, it's heavy. This is a bit of a bigger thing. Look at this. This is an absolute beast. Now, this is sort of an upgrade, sort of not. It is still DVD, so it's not like an upgrade in the sense that I'm going from, Blu-ray to DVD. But this does have a few extra things that aren't in the tin set. But I figured since I now have two different James Bond DVD sets, and both of them have the same amount of movies in as well. This is also Dr. No up to Die Another Day. I thought it might be fun to just go and have a look through both of these sets and just sort of compare them. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so starting things off with the tin set. Like I say, I've had this for absolutely years, and it wasn't really in the best condition when I bought it, but it's a really cool set nevertheless. I really like the 007 logo on the front here. That's also on both the sides as well, if you look there. And there, it's on both sides as well. Again, pretty beat up, this set. It's not in the best condition. But let's crack this open. It cracks open from the top there. And as you can see, we've got all the DVDs in there. I really like how the DVDs also form the 007 logo. Let's zoom in a little bit, and we'll take a look at all the individual DVDs. All right, so first up, of course, we have Dr. No. Probably shouldn't have zoomed in. There we go. So first up, we have Dr. No. Of course, the original movie, the very first movie starring Sean Connery as Bond. I'm not going to show you inside all of these sets, by the way, but this is just to give you basically a general setup of what most of the DVDs in this set look like. You got the disc over this side, and they do all have these little booklets in them as well, with just a bit of a write-up on the film and stuff like that, and a bit about the special features and scene selection on the back. So all of them are basically set up like this. So, like I say, I'm not going to show you inside all of them, but I just wanted to kind of give you an example of what the DVDs are like. Next up, we have From Russia with Love. Then we have Goldfinger, which, for many people, this is like the first really great James Bond film. I know a lot of people love this film. I really like this one as well. But I know some people like Dr. No and From Russia with Love as well, and those are fine. But again, I feel like this is like the film that people kind of look at and go, no, this is the one where James Bond really this is the first like sort of really excellent sort of classic Bond film, I think, for a lot of people. And it is a great film. Next up, we, of course, have Thunderball. I'll be honest, this has never really been one of my favourites. It's fine. Thunderball, it's okay, but it's not really one of my favourites. But then we have one that is one that I really like. We have You Only Live Twice. I really love this one. This one is a lot of fun. Yeah, a really big fan of this one. And we have On Her Majesty's Secret Service, of course, the one and only film with George Lazenby as Bond after Sean Connery left. I really like this one. I think this one's really good, actually. But of course, Connery would come back after this for one more of the Eon-produced films with Diamonds Are Forever. Great one. He would, of course, also return to play James Bond in the I guess, non-canon, non-Eon produced film, Never Say Never Again. I don't have that one because I don't really like that film, and the DVDs and Blu-rays for it seem to go for a lot of money online. So, yeah, not really going to pick that one up, I don't think. unless I see it super, super cheap. Anyway, now we've got Live and Let Die, and the Roger Moore era begins. And I'll just be honest with you, Roger Moore, I have kind of mixed feelings on him. He's in some of the Bond films that I really, really like, but he's never really been my personal favourite of the Bonds. I do think Live and Let Die is a good one, though, and I do actually like a few of his. We've got The Man with the Golden Gun. This one I'm not the biggest fan of. I do like Christopher Lee in this movie, but that's more because I just like Christopher Lee in general, really. But yeah, not really one of my favourites, but it's okay. Then we have my absolute favourite of the Roger Moore era, The Spy Who Loved Me. I really, really like this one. This one's a fantastic movie. Absolutely love this film. And then we have Moonraker. James Bond goes to space, because, yeah. You know what? I like this movie. I know people... This one, I think, has a bit of a mixed reception. I've always kind of liked this one. It's kind of goofy and silly, but it's goofy and silly in all the best ways. I really, really like Moonraker. I'm just gonna have to say it. I think it's pretty good. Next, we have For Your Eyes Only. Not as big a fan of this one, to be honest. It's okay. But yeah, not the biggest fan of this one. Then we have Octopussy, and I'll be honest, this one I don't really like at all, to be honest. This is one of my personal least favourites, unfortunately. Yeah, I've just never really been a big fan of Octopussy as a film, unfortunately. Sorry, Octopussy fans. I realise that every Bond film is probably somebody's favourite, and I'm just and I might have just dissed your favourite. So sorry to the Octopussy fans. It's never really been a favourite of mine. And we have Roger Moore's last film. We have A View to a Kill. This one I think gets a lot of hate, or a lot of people don't seem to rate this one. I think this one's a lot of fun. Like, it's not a great film by any means. But it's kind of ridiculous, and honestly, I kind of just like this one for the villains, Christopher Walken and Grace Jones as the villains. They are just hamming it up. They are just going absolutely crazy. So it's a joy to watch because of those two, and the sillier elements of this I think really work for it. So not one of the best ones, but I like it as a bit of silly fun. And we've got The Living Daylights, Timothy Dalton's first one. This one's not bad. I don't mind it. But then we have one of my absolute favourite ones, License to Kill. This one is rated 15, by the way. All the rest of these are rated either PG or 12. This is the hardcore one, yeah, with the much more darker tone, much more violent, just basically like a proper sort of full-on 80s action movie, and I just love it. One of my absolute favourite Bond films. I think Timothy Dalton is great in this as well. So yeah, absolutely one of my favourites. And then speaking of my favourites, we have Brosnan's first film, GoldenEye, which this is just straight up my favourite Bond movie. I love this film so much. Brosnan was my introduction to James Bond, so he's kind of still the actor that, in my mind, I think of Brosnan when I think of James Bond. I know, obviously, Sean Connery and Roger Moore and even Daniel Craig, and all of them, to some extent, are, iconic. But for me, I always just think of Brosnan when I think of Bond, just because, again, it was my introduction to the character, and GoldenEye remains my absolute favourite of the Bond films. Next up, we have Tomorrow Never Dies, and again, I really like this one. I just like the Brosnan era, so we'll just get that out of the way right now. But yeah, like this one a lot as well. Then we have The World Is Not Enough. I think this one's kind of underrated. It is weaker than Tomorrow Never Dies and GoldenEye. I do think that is the one thing about the Brosnan era, is that it does get... I think each film is a little bit weaker than the one that came before it. But I still have fun with this one. And speaking of bad films that I have fun with... Yeah, I like Die Another Day. I don't care what you say. Look, I understand the problems with it, and I understand why people might hate this one. I understand if this is your least favourite of the Bond films, but honestly, I just have a lot of fun with this. Like, it's a bad movie, but it's a bad movie in all the ways that I really like. I might have to do, like, a full video on this one, just explaining my opinions on this, because I actually do quite like it. Also, this is the only DVD in this set that's actually a 2-disc edition. So yeah, I think this is basically the same release as just the standalone release, because it's got a reversible cover there. So yeah, they just released it separate as well, and as part of the set. But yeah, so it's the only one in this set that's a 2-disc special edition. But yeah, like I say, Die Another Day, I understand why people don't like it, I get it, but this, for me, I guess it's like a guilty pleasure movie for me or something, but I just always get a kick out of this movie. I think it is just, again, it's a bad movie, but it's a bad movie in such a fun way. I always get a kick out of Die Another Day, so, yeah. There we go. And one other thing that's in this set, we do also get this, which is our little booklet here. So it's made to look like James Bond's passport. If we just sort of have a little flick through here. Yeah, we've basically just got a bit of a write-up on each of the DVDs. It goes through the bonus features on each disc and stuff like that. But, yeah. So there we go. So that's this big tin set. Let's have a look at the other, even bigger James Bond set. Right, so here's my other Bond set, which I picked up just recently, not that long ago. But yeah, look at the size of this thing. It is huge. The sides of this one are pretty much, yeah, just empty, and we just have this nice minimalist cover here with the 007 logo in the middle there. Let's actually slide this out because it slides out from the bottom here. Come on. Go on. Come on. Okay. So yeah, this is just a pretty hard, pretty sturdy box. And then underneath we have this, James Bond, The Ultimate Collection. Again, this only goes up to Die Another Day. None of the Daniel Craig films are in this. One thing I will say that I think is a bit of a design flaw in this box, it actually opens up like that. And so if you have a look down here, we've actually, this is actually being held together by tape, because these corners here were both ripped, because, you know, you've got 20 DVDs in here, and if you're standing it up like that on a shelf, these bits are going to rip. So that's, like, I think the one, not complaint, but I think the one design flaw I have with this particular set. There's nothing on any of the other sides, by the way. Apart from on the outer box, we do have 007 The Ultimate Collection on the top here as well. So I guess you could stand it that way if you've got enough shelf room, and then you wouldn't have the problem of the, you know, of these bits ripping. I don't have enough shelf room to do that, so I've got to put it with that stood up like that. Let's open this up. You see it opens from the top here, and we have all of the DVDs in here, and we got these nice little pull tabs to get the individual DVDs out. I've just realised these are not in order, I don't think. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the discs out, and then we'll have a look at them, and we'll put them back in the box one at a time. Okay, so bear with me. Right, so I've taken all the discs out, and just to show you, this is what the actual box looks like without any of the discs in. Let's put the box to one side, and then, as I say, we'll just go through the DVDs one at a time and put them back in the box as we go, because they all have different artwork for this one. So we've got Dr. No, once again. So yeah, like I say, these have all got different artwork to the previous set. And the other difference, the other main difference, is that all of these are 2-disc editions. Again, they've got a booklet here, but they're all 2-disc versions here, as opposed to in the other set where there's only a Die Another Day that's a 2-disc set. I'm not going to go through all of the discs. Once again, I'm not going to show you inside all of the discs, but I just thought I'd show you that they are all, in fact, 2-disc sets. So yeah, nice, I guess, kind of upgrade, because it's still DVD, but we get more bonus features, which is always good. Anyway, here's From Russia with Love. And we've got Goldfinger. Really like the artwork on this one. And then we've got Thunderball. You Only Live Twice. We've got On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I'll be honest, this artwork. I'm not a fan of this artwork. Look at this. This is not a great shot of Bond on the front here, I gotta say. Yeah, not a fan of the artwork on this one, but like I say, don't mind the movie. The movie's pretty good. And we've got Diamonds Are Forever. Live and Let Die. Cool. We've got The Man with the Golden Gun, once again. There he is, old Christopher Lee there. like I say, he is probably the thing in this movie that redeems it for me. This is not one of my favorites, but I do love Christopher Lee in this movie. Yeah, it's really, really good. Excellent as a Bond villain. We have The Spy Who Loved Me. Again, probably my favorite of the Roger Moore era. We've got Moonraker. This cover is awesome. This cover is iconic. This movie is iconic. Again, I like this one. I think this one's a lot of fun. Got For Your Eyes Only. Octopussy. A View to a Kill. There's Grace Jones in the movie. Again, her and Christopher Walken, easily my two favourite bits of it. There's Christopher Walken on the back. There he is. Awesome, yeah. Love those two in this. And then we've got The Living Daylights. Got License to Kill, once again. And then we have GoldenEye, again, my favourite of the movies. Oh, that's funny. This one is rated 15 here. It was rated 12 in the other box set. Maybe it's because of the bonus features. I don't know. I know sometimes films can just randomly change classification over time, but I don't know. Maybe it might not be. It might be because of the new bonus features on the second disc. It's not necessarily because of the movie itself. But, who knows? Got Tomorrow Never Dies. I should point out as well, I've actually not watched any of these DVDs in this new set as of yet, so I couldn't tell you if they've remastered the picture quality or anything like that, because I literally only bought this like not that long ago, and I've not rewatched any of these films as of yet. Anyway, There's The World Is Not Enough. Again, this is my era of Bond. I like the Brosnan ones, and yeah, this one's still fun. As is, once again, I'll say it again, Die Another Day. I like this movie. I think it's fun. Again, it's bad, and I understand anyone who says this is their least favourite. I get it, but I just can't hate on it. It's kind of too wacky and too silly for me to really, really hate on it. But yeah. So that's the other set. I actually like this one a lot more. I think the tin is pretty cool in the other one, but I like that these are all 2-disc special edition sets. I really like this cover as well. I actually wish this had been like the main cover for the set rather than the more minimalist outer box, but still pretty cool. Now I notice obviously these two sets have gone from the Connery era up to the Brosnan era. I've not showed off any of the Daniel Craig stuff yet, but I do have all of those on Blu-ray, so let's just quickly have a look at those as well. So like I say, I do have the Daniel Craig movies, and these are actually the only ones that I have on Blu-ray. Not because I necessarily love all of them, it's just I bought these ones on Blu-ray originally. I've never really had these ones on DVD. Anyway, here's Casino Royale. Of course, his first one as Bond, in this really nice deluxe edition set. Really like this shot on the front here. There's the spine and the back. Cool shot on the back as well. This is another favourite of mine in this franchise. I love Casino Royale. I don't think that's a particularly controversial viewpoint. I think a lot of people really, really like this one a lot. A fantastic debut for Daniel Craig. There he is again. Back there he is with Vesper. Probably my favourite Bond girl, without a doubt. This isn't my favourite Bond film, like I say, that's GoldenEye, but this is my favourite Bond girl, without a doubt. Is Vesper. There she is again. And we've got the 2 discs here. If I fold this out and just zoom out a little so you can see that full thing there. Yep. So we've got Bond on the first disc, and Vesper on the other one, on the second disc. And then in the middle here, I'll just slide this out, we do have this nice, quite glossy little booklet full of pictures and stuff like that. Not going to go through this whole thing, we'll just sort of flick through it. Yeah. So there we are, that's Casino Royale, one of my favourites, and we go from one of my favourites, unfortunately, to my least favourite in the franchise, Quantum of Solace. For the longest time, I actually didn't have this one on DVD or Blu-ray at all. I just didn't have it on physical media. I kind of wanted to get it because I kind of wanted to complete the set, get at least all the canon films, but at the same time I'm like, I don't really like Quantum of Solace. In fact, like I say, it is my least favourite. I understand that some people have kind of reevaluated it and kind of like it now, but I've never liked this one. But I found this Blu-ray in a charity shop, really just ridiculously cheap. So I thought, it's really, really cheap. It's the only Bond film I don't have. Let's pick it up. But yeah, Quantum of Solace. We have this really nice steelbook edition of Skyfall. Really like that cover. I think it's really nice. There's the back. There's the spine. If we crack this open here, we've got this little advert here. Oh, and a digital copy, which is probably long expired. And then we've got the Blu-ray and the DVD plus digital copy. And then underneath here, we've just got some of the supporting characters from the film. Awesome. So there's Skyfall, another one of my favourites in this franchise. I mean, obviously, I bought a steelbook of it, so clearly it's another one of my favourites. I think this one is absolutely fantastic. This and Casino Royale, for me, are absolutely Daniel Craig's two best films as Bond. And we have Spectre, which I'm not as big a fan of. Yeah, obviously, it's better. I like it more than Quantum of Solace. Obviously, Quantum of Solace is my least favourite. But, I don't know, I wasn't the biggest fan of this one. But it's okay. Ooh. Okay, and we have another... we have another DVD copy of Skyfall, I guess. I don't know where I got that from, or why it's in here, or why it doesn't have a case, but there we are. We have bonus Skyfall. We have an extra copy of Skyfall, just in case I ever need that, I guess. Anyway, Spectre. And then finally we have No Time to Die, a pretty divisive entry in the series, and a pretty divisive finale for Daniel Craig as the character. I have very mixed feelings on this one as well. I think it starts off really, really well. I'm not as big a fan of it towards the end. I'll just sort of leave it at that. Maybe I'll review some of these at a later date. Let me know if you want to see that. This one has got a bonus disc, though, which is pretty cool. Although it does have really boring disc art, just black and white with just the title on it. Yeah, anyway. That's the last one that's the last film in the franchise so far. Because Amazon are making another one now, I think, aren't they? Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Anyway, that's the Bond franchise. Yeah, this has been a long video. I apologise for that. But yeah, that's all I've got for you. So thanks for watching, I guess. Let me know what your favourite Bond film is down in the comments. Tell me which Bond films you really like and which ones you really don't like. But yeah, that's all I got for you, so thanks for watching.